Welcome to John's Desk. In this video we're going to talk about the cheapest all-world stock ETF that you can buy in Europe. I had the idea of showing you in this video the distributing version of this ETF because the accumulating one was not yet out when I did my research, but it turns out that it is now, so let's have a look at that one instead. So, the accumulated version is out. I told you this is the cheapest ETF that you can buy in Europe that includes stocks from countries around the world, and this is true because the management fees are only 0.07%. If you invest 10,000 euros in this, you only pay 7 euros of fees to the asset manager, in this case Amundi. So this is beautiful. The assets under management are already quite high at 952 million. The dividend policy is capitalization, so that's the accumulating part of this ETF, which makes it really interesting if you're planning to use this as a retirement ETF. So it means that you can build up capital with this one. Over time, dividends are not distributed, they are put back in the fund for you. You don't have to do anything about it. So this is extremely interesting, and it is the cheapest product that there is out there at the moment. Let's have a look before we move forward with the rest to the composition of this fund. Here you can see a breakdown of the stocks, but these are things that you can find out yourselves. What I want to show you that is a little bit more interesting is the exposure to the currencies. So still quite high towards the US, but as you can see, there's many other currencies that are covered in this ETF. This is great. And yeah, the Hong Kong dollar is there, Taiwanese dollar, Swiss franc, the Indian rupees, Canadian dollars, etc. But what's interesting, I think, at least for me, is the breakdown of the countries. So as you can see, there's plenty of countries, also in South America, Brazil, Colombia, and Chile. Even Chile is included. Then we have South Africa, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, India, and of course China has quite a big percentage, and Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, the Philippines even, and New Zealand, Australia. So there's really quite a big part of the world. These include also BRICS countries, so the breakaway club, let's call it, China, Saudi Arabia, India, Brazil. These are all countries that are part of the BRICS. And South Africa as well, but yeah, South Africa is not going through a very good economic moment, so yeah. Another thing that I wanted to show you guys is the competition. For the competition of these funds, I think the distributing version of this ETF is still good enough to show you the competition, so let's have a look at that. I think it is somewhere down here. There are the competitors. So here are a quick list of competitors of this fund, the accumulating versions. I can tell you guys that I have my money at the moment in iShares Core MSCI World UCITS ETF accumulating, and that's because it's from BlackRock. I always thought, as you can see, the annual costs are quite high. 0.2%, I mean quite high for the ETF world right now, because we just saw that we can get the same exposure for 0.07%. As soon as this ETF comes out, I'm going to put my money into it. Also because Amundi is the only European champion, is the only massive European champion in asset management and ETFs in general. I think Amundi is the biggest provider in Europe. As you can see here, there's a list of other competitors. There is also Xtrackers, another iShares fund, and a Vanguard one. So MSCI is slightly different than the old country world, but yeah, it's more or less the same. The performances are really, really close if you go to compare them on a website just like this one, just ETF. Here I want to show you that the new accumulating version of this Amundi fund is not yet available even in just ETF, and I'll show you why real quick. That's because the fund went live on the 5th of June of this year. So this is really, really recent. There's no marketing material out yet for this fund. But what I want to show you, which I think is extremely interesting, is the fact sheet. This is still the distributed version one, but it applies for this one as well. In the fact sheet, it's published, I think, monthly. And you can check here what's the kind of replication. So in this case, it's physical. So they physically buy the stocks inside the benchmark that they're trying to replicate. The risk indicator, 4 out of 7. So it is risky, but not too much. They don't disclose their returns. That's because, yeah, the regulations in Europe allow them to not disclose the returns in the first 12 months. And here is the interesting part. So here you can see the team behind this fund. I think this is extremely interesting because just by going on LinkedIn, you can check the profiles of these people and you can verify yourself if they have enough of a good career, let's say, and good education that you're willing to put your money into it. So that's what I'm going to do next as well. So we can go, I mean, you guys can go and check these people. Yeah, you can go on LinkedIn and check them out. And then there's still the breakdown, the same we saw on the website. But I think this is extremely interesting because you can get a look at the people behind your investment. Now, the bigger question is this fund available yet? The accumulated version. Well, guys, I'm afraid that at the moment it's not available. I looked on both the Giro and Trade Republic, but as soon as it becomes available, I will make another video about it. Very short one to tell you that, hey, the fund is available, go on and buy it. I haven't looked at Interactive Brokers because I don't have an account with them yet. And you? Will you start using this ETF when it becomes available on your broker's account? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all very much for listening. If you like this video, please give a like, comment, subscribe. Cheers.